Did civilizations really vanish beneath the waves? Or did they never exist at all? Welcome, soul traveler. Today, we're diving deep into a mystery. Long before the legends of Atlantis reached our ears, there was another ancient land, a sacred place that time and memory have lost: Lemuria. Some call it Mu. Others whisper its name during meditation or dream journeys. However you hear it, Lemuria carries a vibration that stirs something deep within the soul. Imagine a civilization not based on war or power, but on harmony, intuition, love, and spiritual wisdom. A place where people were fully connected to nature, to each other, and to the divine. Where technology wasn't built on metal and machines, but on frequencies, sounds, energies, and pure intentions. This was not just a forgotten land or a myth. It was a spiritual memory living inside many of us. So, what do you think? Was it really just a myth? Some feel a calling they can't explain. Have you ever looked at the ocean and felt a strange sense of calm? Or heard the soft voice of your heart guiding you towards something you couldn't fully understand? If so, this video is for you. Today, we're diving deep into the full story of Lemuria. We'll explore where it came from, why it disappeared, and most importantly, what it means for you as a spiritual seeker in this life. This is not just a history lesson, it's a spiritual awakening. Stay with me until the end, because you might just remember something your soul never forgot. Let's begin our journey together toward the heart of Lemuria. Do you believe there was ever a time when all the lands of the world were connected by a civilization full of deep knowledge and love? Lemuria is considered one of the most mysterious lost civilizations in history. Its story is passed down through spiritual teachings, esoteric knowledge, and whispers that transcend time. Many believe that Lemuria existed long before Atlantis. It was a vast continent that once connected regions we now call Asia, Australia, South America, and even Africa, stretching across the Pacific Ocean. The name Lemuria first emerged in the 19th century when scientists discovered traces of species similar to lemurs on distant continents. There was once a belief that this submerged landmass connecting these regions allowed for the migration of species. While this theory was eventually rejected by mainstream science, something deeper remained. Because spiritualists and mystics began to speak of Lemuria, not as a scientific theory, but as the home of an enlightened and peaceful civilization. Lemuria is more than just a lost continent. For those on a spiritual journey, it symbolizes a time when humanity lived in perfect harmony with the earth. People lived not with ego or division, but with unity and awareness. They were deeply connected to one another through intuition, kindness, and profound love. They communicated through telepathy, energy, and emotions, using not physical, but vibrational technologies. It is said that Lemurians lived in harmony with nature, communicating with plants, animals, and even the elements. Their society was built on spiritual development, compassion, and collective consciousness. Every individual had a purpose, and that purpose kept them in alignment with the universe. Many believe that Lemuria was the birthplace of spiritual knowledge on Earth, with its wisdom hidden in crystals, sacred spaces, and most powerfully in the DNA of those who once lived there. The story of Lemuria is much deeper than that of a lost civilization. It represents a level of consciousness, a way of being, and a spiritual vibration that many believe humanity is slowly returning to. Today, many feel drawn to Lemuria, believing that they are star seeds or soul fragments from that time, sent to help raise the planet's vibration toward love, healing, and divine wisdom. Perhaps you've always felt deeply connected to the ocean or the stars. Or maybe you've dreamt of underwater temples or floating cities. These are no coincidences, they are echoes of what your soul remembers. Have you ever wondered if there was once a time when the energies of the planet were softer, more fluid, and more attuned to higher dimensions? Long ago, Lemurians were said to be among the first advanced beings to live on this plane. Their purpose for coming to Earth was to anchor light, spread love, and remain deeply connected to the divine while exploring the beauty of physical existence. They chose Earth as their home. The Lemurians were beings from the stars, coming from places like Pleiades, Sirius, and other high-frequency star systems. They chose Lemuria not to dominate or control, but to create a peaceful civilization based on compassion, spiritual growth, and harmony with nature. This understanding reveals that their rise wasn't about conquest, but consciousness. They lived in unity, understanding that all life is sacred and that everything is interconnected through an energy web across the universe. Lemurians lived in profound communication with nature. Their cities were not made of stone and steel, but of crystals, light, and organic forms. These structures blended into the landscape, rising like songs from the earth. They lived in constant connection with the oceans, mountains, and sky, and many believed they could travel between dimensions, easily communicate with beings from other realms, and travel through light portals. During this time, there was no war, competition, or hierarchy. Instead, there was a collective focus on healing, wisdom, and spiritual evolution. Each person lived in tribes and soul groups, each with their unique role and spiritual purpose. Some were healers, others teachers. Some worked with sound, others with crystals, but all were guided by intuition and love. But, like everything in this dualistic world, even the oldest paradise faced transformation. As time passed, the planet's energy began to change, and lower vibrations began to rise. With this, a new consciousness began to dominate in certain regions. It is said that Atlantis began to rise during this time. While Atlantis focused on technology and logic, Lemuria remained heart-centered and spiritual. This imbalance created tension between the two civilizations. The fall of Lemuria was gradual, like a slow wave pulling at the edges of the island. Some speak of great earth changes, volcanic eruptions, tectonic shifts, and massive floods. Others believe the fall was a conscious decision, with the Lemurians choosing to return inward to other star systems or spiritual realms. Many believe that the Lemurians encoded their wisdom into crystals, sacred spaces, and the DNA of their descendants. They built temples beneath the seas and buried healing technologies deep within the earth, waiting to be discovered when humanity was ready to rise again. Some believe remnants of Lemuria still exist in places like Hawaii, Easter Island, Mount Shasta, and the Andes, with these places serving as energetic portals for those ready to remember. The fall of Lemuria was not a tragedy. It was part of the greater cycle of birth and rebirth, rise and fall. It was a lesson for all of humanity. Even the greatest civilizations can disappear if we stray too far from love, harmony, and connection. Yet, the spirit of Lemuria never died. It withdrew, waiting for the time when the world would once again be ready to live in peace, honor the earth, and walk the path of the heart. In a noisy, chaotic world, the wisdom of Lemuria whispers gently to us, slow down, breathe and return to your heart. Though the land of Lemuria may have disappeared beneath the ocean, its spirit is rising once more, calling those who are ready to awaken ancient wisdom and reconnect with the earth. We are not separate from nature. We are part of its living spirit. Have you ever felt a deep resonance from a place, a time, or even a people deep within your subconscious? There is a world, a time, where humans were truly in harmony with the universe, living in peace. Perhaps this is the ancient wisdom passed down from Lemuria. The Lemurians honored the oceans, trees, animals, and the sky, seeing the earth as a living being, a conscious force. When they treated it with respect and love, the earth responded with abundance, clarity, and healing. This ancient knowledge is not lost. It is something we are all called to remember. One of the key teachings of Lemuria was the power of the heart. The Lemurians lived and communicated through the heart. Their deep emotional intelligence allowed them to communicate through feelings. They trusted their inner voice far more than logic rules, or outside opinions. This is something we are called to remember today. In a world where minds are noisy but hearts are silent, we are asked to turn things upside down. We are asked to lead with love instead of fear, to listen to our intuition instead of the noise around us. In our fast-paced modern world, the Lemurian way reminds us that existence is a portal. When we are truly present in this moment, we align with the divine. The Lemurians lived in harmony with the rhythm of life, waking with the sun, honoring the moon's cycles, planting intentions with the seasons, and listening to the energy of each day. They understood that everything is energy, and when we live in balance, energy flows, life flows, and healing happens naturally. They also believed in the sacredness of community, not in the sense of social groups, but in terms of spiritual connections. No soul was above another. Each had a unique role, and the greatest purpose was to help one another grow. Today, this wisdom calls us to look beyond surface differences and remember that under the masks and fears, we are all beings of light. When we truly come together, miracles happen. One of the most beautiful aspects of Lemurian wisdom is the belief that we carry ancient codes in our DNA, memories, gifts, and spiritual power. These codes are waiting to awaken and guide us to wisdom. During this time of global transformation, many people feel a desire to meditate, explore energy work, reconnect with crystals, and learn about frequencies and vibrations. These desires are not new. They are ancient. They are Lemurian. If you feel drawn to healing, the ocean and the stars, if you feel deeply, if you quietly know that there is more to life than what you've been told, you may be remembering who you truly are. Your soul may be carrying the Lemurian flame, ready to shine again. Lemurian wisdom does not ask for perfection. It doesn't want you to run away from the world or live in isolation. It asks you to return to what is real, to walk gently, to speak with love, to honor your emotions, and to trust the light within you. By doing this, you not only remember Lemuria, but become part of its return. Perhaps, just perhaps, that is why you are here in this lifetime. To hold the frequency of love on earth, to anchor the energy of healing, and to show others that there is another way of living, a softer, wiser, heart-led way. Have you ever looked at the stars and felt an inexplicable longing? Or stood by the ocean and sensed it calling you? Have you ever felt like a stranger in this world, as though your heart is remembering a time before time, a place where love was pure and everything made sense? If so, you may be a Lemurian soul. Lemurian souls are said to have lived on the land of Lemuria and returned in this lifetime to help raise the vibration of the world. They often carry deep wisdom within them and are drawn to healing, spiritual work, and the mysteries of the universe. They feel emotions deeply and possess a natural empathy that allows them to sense the energy of others. If you feel deeply connected to nature, find peace by the water, are sensitive to light, sound, and energy, and feel most alive when helping others, you may carry the Lemurian energy within you. Lemurian souls value unity over competition, love over logic, peace over power, and connection over control. Many Lemurian souls feel like old souls, even from a young age. They often feel misunderstood or out of sync with the modern world, not because they are lost, but because they remember something softer, something sacred. They may be drawn to crystals, light language, sacred geometry, meditation, and star systems like Pleiades or Sirius, because deep inside, they know they've been there before. These souls did not come to conform. They came to shine, to awaken, and to help others remember who they truly are. Their mission is not always loud or visible. Sometimes it's as simple as being gentle, holding space, speaking softly, and choosing love when others choose fear. If you have always felt different, if you feel called to live with more heart, more purpose, and more peace, you may be awakening to your